Thank you, Richard. Hey, Brennan. If you want, let's get on the other side for a little bit. I know we're looking at the driver and stuff, but if you want, let's get on the other side, get a different angle, kind of mix it up, get away from it. Yeah, I know, because everybody's over here, and you know, I'm just, I'm not worried. I just want to mix it up a little bit. When we shoot pursuits, we usually try to keep it on the driver's side. That's just a general rule of thumb for helicopters during these chases. You can peek in, you can see the driver, and etc. But because of the crowd that is out here this afternoon, it's a little bit difficult. So I'm opting to get up on the other side of it. Also, it makes for a pretty picture because the sheriff's department is overhead. There's the sheriff's helicopter. You'd think we'd be able to hear the sheriff's helicopter if I really start hearing. You know, them just calling out streets and etc. Again, I definitely will bring the scanner back up so that we can all play along at home. Right now, though, we're still trying to, I know the Sheriff's Department having a little bit of an issue talking to Chino Hills PD. That's the helicopter, the law enforcement helicopter, and that is the suspect vehicle. Still kind of working out male or female. Our assignment desk said it might be a female, and obviously I said, well, that's about a 50-50 chance if you're right there. What do you got? Oh, they're contracted. Oh, okay. Chino Hills PD. It's Chino Hills PD working with the San Bernardino Police Department. I think that they're going to pop through on our side over here. Sorry, guys and gals, we might be losing the picture just for a second. Don't freak out. Brendan is a professional. I just follow along. There they are. Where are we? We are transitioning now. We are in the Glendale, Burbank area. I would call this more Glendale. We're on the 134, transitioning to the 134. So that's the 5 freeway right there. That's the general area where we're at. Looks like we are going to be continuing on into the Burbank area here in a few moments. What? Up. Stu lost a car. Oh, there it is. So just making some pretty pictures for you guys at home right now. Sheriff's Department, law enforcement right there, helicopter. Does look like they have somebody in the back seat. Maybe they have a ride-along. That's going to be a fun ride-along for these guys on a windy day at that. The car continuing on, stolen vehicle. That's what the original want was out of the San Bernardino area. Chino Hills PD, the ones that are in pursuit of the car. Earlier on, this guy had a hoodie on. Now, no hoodie. It might be a girl. They're saying might be. I get kind of weird about that because people get on me. They're like, hey, well, how do you not know? Well, I know the difference. I'm just saying that right now we don't have anything confirmed. Stephanie, don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Hey, Jen. All right. So, guys and gals on the internet, just letting you know. Yeah, they do have nice police cars, don't they? I'm being serious about that. Dana's talking about it. Just letting you guys know, traffic coming up on the freeway. A lot of traffic. And speaking about traffic, also what we have right now is something interesting. Is we are getting into Burbank's airspace, Bob Hope Airport, their airspace. There we go. Oh, Chino PD. They do not play. Look at that. Look at that. Took that opportunity, went right for that pit. There was just first moment. went right for it, tried to pit that vehicle. Now the car driving a lot more aggressively out here. This is the traffic's getting a little tighter, and we're going to start having issues with the airspace. That's what I was trying to tell you guys right before they just went ahead and tried to pit that thing. Got into the carpool lane and is just kind of going right now. We're being held for a few moments as we're waiting for a large aircraft to basically make the turn to land at John Wayne Airport. I can see him up ahead. I think we'll be okay. It might be a bit ugly when we get over to that turn right there. But other than that, maybe we'll be all right. I think Brendan will see that as well. Maybe we'll switch over to the south. I'm thinking if we go a little bit more to the south, especially, you can't because of, yeah, they're kind of behind us. All right. It's all good. I think it's going to time out just fine, dude. And this is what you got to do when we're, and it's a team. Brendan and I, we work as one. We share a mind meld. There we go. That's the sheriff's helicopter above. Now, the heavier traffic, I'm not sure if Chino PD is going to make that type of effort one more time. We'll see what's going to happen. That aircraft definitely has crossed our path and is continuing on. I'm thinking as soon as Burbank Airport says it's all right, we're going to just continue on with it, and we probably will not have any interruption of service. The car continuing to move here, starting to get out of the lanes. It does seem like whoever this person is driving the vehicle, a little distracted this afternoon, moving around back and forth inside the vehicle. Not keeping the lanes. Hang on. I have more than a second, and anytime you want it, just let me let me have it. Awesome information. Does definitely appear that that person is putting on some clothes. Sorry about that. That nasty building getting in our way right there. Look, there they are. They're coming around the corner right now. Definitely putting on some clothes right there. We were putting that hoodie back on. So I'm guessing that's a guy. I'm just going to put it out there. Don't know exactly what his plans are, but it does seem pretty interesting. Can't be that cold out. First put on a hoodie, now putting on a jacket, and this might be, it's always a better idea to keep your eye on the road, especially when you're in some sort of pursuit situation. But this vehicle continuing on right now. Carpool lane, a lot of traffic out here. Chino Hills PD. Apparently, they tried to pull this vehicle over in their area, and were unable to. Kind of an interesting shot right there. That's the skids, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. It's all good. It's all good, Brendan. I'm not complaining. So we got ahead of it, and that was actually a great idea. Just going ahead and moved ahead to get a. So we're out of that airspace right now, and just letting this guy come to us. You can see the pursuit moving a little bit slower this afternoon. Kind of reminiscent of the OJ chase. Just kind of putting it out there. When you see the pursuit coming towards us like that. So anyways, we are 134 in Burbank. You can see pass. We probably passed pass. We're coming up on Buena Vista Forest Lawn. He's going to have the option of the 170 freeway here shortly as we continue on. Kind of slower speeds right now. That person getting some clothes on. I'm not sure if the plan is to run out of the car and change clothes again. Whatever the plan is, I don't think it's going to work. Just kind of putting it out there, not playing sides, just observing. The Camry continuing to move along. I don't understand what all these texts are. Just a bunch of people texting me, letting me know that it's actually been passing a lot of people there on the ground. Pretty interesting stuff, to say the to say the least there. Yep, you're right, guys. Chino Hills PD. I don't know if I've been saying that wrong for a while here, but it is Chino Hills PD, that's for sure. The car driving a little bit slower. That pit maneuver was kind of crazy. Is getting some information from a very reliable source, meaning Brennan, that there's a lot of traffic coming up. So you're seeing he's trying to change lanes. If he was going to take the 170, not going to happen now. He's kind of committed to the 101. You know, you got to kind of wonder. This thing started out in the Chino Hills area, and as a traffic stop, they're saying stolen vehicle. But you got to kind of wonder if he is familiar with this area. I mean, if I would have, you know, if I drive in Chino Hills, I wouldn't really know the area that well. Maybe he's just going to be staying on the freeway here. The pause right there was because I was hearing some scanner traffic once again, but it was basically just California Highway Patrol getting the heads up that this is in their area. Oh, they are? I thought we passed the 170 already. Oh yeah, look at that. I thought they blew it. Up, 170 it is. 170. No, not the 170. What? This guy's just playing. Staying here in the Gore Point, passing a bunch of vehicles. Looks like we're going to stay on the 101. Don't know what that plan is. The 170 would have been a much better take. Much lighter traffic this afternoon. Just by default, we're going to get the driver's side once again, driving here in the emergency lane. That lane seems to be open right now. I do know that lane goes away, and you can see Chino Hills PD right behind it. Not too familiar with their policies and how what they have in place for pursuits, but it does seem like these guys really want to bring this thing to an end. They are way out of their area. They're not their jurisdiction. Just putting this out there. Law enforcement is law enforcement no matter where you are. Just kind of throwing that out there. So that Chino Hills PD guy could probably pull somebody over for speeding on Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks, and it wouldn't be an issue. That car continuing on. We've been making pretty good time this evening as we're working our way into the Studio City area, getting very close to our very own studio. Yes, somebody was just saying about Chino Hills, they want this suspect. You know, let me give you a moment here to do some shameless plugs as we're hitting the 8,000 number, which is I'm very touched. Cool paint, yeah. Tell me about it. It's called sun bleach. It's probably from being out there in the upper desert. Brennan, Rotorhead 8, he's very busy this afternoon. We have a lot of wind out here, a lot of stuff going on, door opening up. No time for shameless plugs right now. What is this guy doing? That's interesting. Maybe he was just checking to see if the white lines are still on the road. So anyway, shameless plug time, Rotorhead 8, that's all one word. You can find that's Brennan. He's flying the helicopter this afternoon. Very windy. He is working hard this afternoon to keep everything in line, keep us safe, and to get the best shots we can for all you folk out there. You can follow him on the social media. Hashtag CBSLA, that's where you get all the good stuff. That's on the Instagram, that's on the Facebooks, and that's on the Twitter. And then, of course, if you want to follow me, I'm always willing to accept another follower and, of course, interact with you guys the best I can. Twitter, that's probably the best way. That's Stu_Mundell on Twitter, but I also have a Facebook page and a, what's that called, Instagram. But as we're keeping an eye on this gentleman driving the vehicle this afternoon, and I use the word gentleman loosely, because he is a suspect and he is fleeing from officers, making some pretty unusual moves inside his car freeway right now. That driver's got to know that when this comes to an end, this is going to come to an end. Getting a little comfortable, relaxed. Maybe he was just cold. Maybe that's what was with all the clothes. If you're asking about the why the HD or no HD, this is because I threw the digital doubler in once again because I'm trying to get a better look at this person driving. My guess is definitely going to be a male driver. And just continuing on, number 2 lane. 101 freeway, getting close to Van Nuys. Passing Van Nuys Boulevard. Window up, window down. This guy just can't get comfortable. I've been there. I'm just reading some of these comments. Belinda, would you? I'm just kind of curious. Would you try to block him in? Belinda's talking about like the people on the ground should box him in. I'm telling you, I like my truck a lot, and I don't think he cares too much about his vehicle. So, and who's going to pay for that? I don't have that kind of money. So. It just continues on out here. I'm seeing that some people are actually still just make some. Marcos, what are you talking about? Make some money? I'm trying. I'm trying to make the money out here, Marcos. I see people are still joining the chat one by one by one. Pursuit, Southern California, Van Nuys area, started in the San Bernardino County, out by Chino Hills. This vehicle's been running from officers pretty much on the freeway the entire time. Speeds sometimes were a little bit higher, not crazy high. Right now we're in a lot of traffic here on the 101. Imagine that. If anybody lives out here, you're going to be like, yeah, no doubt. Coming up on the 405, and officers from Chino Hills PD have taken it back over from the California Highway Patrol. I've never seen that type of move before. But I got to tell you, they've also made a huge effort to maybe somebody was listening to him, trying to box him in. Not sure what's going on right there. But we've seen these officers make this move earlier on where they just basically tried to pit this thing on the freeway as soon as they had an opportunity. I had never seen that before, but we did today. So I can't say I haven't seen it before because I just did see it, right? That doesn't even make sense. Passing the 405 freeway. Going to be getting into the Balboa Lake area here shortly. Anybody that was hoping for the 405 move, it's not going to be the 405 move. We're staying on the 101, staying on the 101 freeway. And looking up ahead, I can tell you it's going to get more and more packed. Where is he? Way out there? Oh, geez. All right, so he's getting into traffic. So if you guys are wondering what's up with the colors on the camera right now, I'm going to try to correct them. There we go. Let's hope the camera is happy with that as well. Sometimes it isn't, and it's going to revert back to that crazy blue like it just did. Let me try again real quick. Trying to get a better white balance. Come on. I don't think it's going to take it. Up, here we go. And I didn't miss the crazy stuff. Taking the on-ramp or the, this is the 405 transition to the 101. He's going the wrong way on the freeway right now. This is going to be a little nutty, especially on these sharp turns out here. Now he's going to be going the wrong way on the freeway, making another U-turn, and it looks like he is going to be taking the 405. Wow. That's all I got to say about that is wow. That one was a little bit out there. Thank goodness nobody got hurt. Made his way onto the 405 southbound, getting a little bit of speed, getting a little bit of distance, but I got to tell you, that's not going to last long. As we're getting onto the southbound 405 freeway, but as soon as he gets up into the Sepulveda Pass, it's going to get, you know what? You picked a good day. It looks wide open as we get up into the pass. So here we go. That was unexpected. Hey, now we don't. He probably knew we were waiting for that aircraft, and he figured, give these guys a break. That was a little loopy. John, you took the words right out of my mouth. It has been a long day for both of us. When I say both of us, I'm not talking about you and I. Well, I could be. But for Brendan and I was up very early this morning. We haven't had any dinner. And yes, I'm looking for sympathy from our watchers. Oh, Tara's just starting to watch us, and I'm whining. She doesn't. Tara doesn't appreciate it when I get whiny. But the pursuit is continuing now. Southbound 405 freeway. I don't know if you saw that crazy move, Tara. That was nutty, and I hope you are not watching this as you're driving. That's all I got to say. Donald's talking about HOV lane tickets. You know what? Driving the wrong way on the freeway, I think, trumps all of that. I wouldn't worry about the minor infractions, as in driving in the HOV with only one person in the car. But excellent observations for sure. This pursuit working its way towards the top of the Sepulveda Pass right now. Passing Skirball is the next off-ramp right here. This is area where Ennis Cosby passed away so many years ago on that off-ramp. Right there, that you see it on the top of your screen. Getting a little bit more winds up here as we're working our way at the top of the Sepulveda Pass. And the vehicles now southbound 405, has been southbound 405 here for just a bit, but the way he made that transition was crazy. Taking a look, I see the flashing lights. There they are. I was going to say I see them in the reflection in his rear view, in his rear window. Officers from the police department of Chino Hills making their way, getting closer and closer to this vehicle. And now that he has the ability to drive faster, he is actually taking that opportunity right now. Middle lanes, high speeds, older car, Toyota Camry. Pretty decent car, especially for back in the day. Don't know about this one. Who did? Yeah. Obviously driving a little bit more aggressive. Yeah, Todd, you know, I say that too sometimes. You know, we look at these cars that are stolen, and you just got to think maybe it's a theft of opportunity, you know. Anyways, driver, we've been with this guy for quite some time. We've seen him get pitted one time. We've seen him take his clothes off. We've seen him put his clothes back on. We've seen him drive the wrong way on the freeway, which is probably the craziest thing we've seen. Using his blinker right there. Yeah, I don't know. I think he just turned it on. I was just going to say my wife would be happy. She'd be like, look, even that guy's using his blinkers still. Chase continuing now as we're working our way southbound, Brentwood area, Bel Air, Brentwood. Working our way, probably Sunset is going to be the next major off-ramp here. Southbound 405. Stolen vehicle is what this is. It started out in the San Bernardino area. High speeds for sure. Crazy driving for sure. And it just continues to go out here. Right now you might be saying, well, Stu, doesn't look like anybody's chasing him. They're there. There they are. And these are Chino Hills PD, Chino Hills Police Department. I don't know who this guy is in trail. I hope he doesn't do anything crazy, because last time I was doing something, that's going to be the highway patrol. It's going to be it's canine units, basically just trailing behind just in case they need the dog when it comes to an end. You can see the speeds getting a little bit better than freeway speeds this evening, so I would be guessing probably 70, 80 miles an hour. Back into the carpool lane. We know he's in there by himself, so you put that on your list. And working our way, there's going to be Sunset Boulevard off-ramp, and continuing on southbound on the 405 freeway. We're going to obviously stay above it as long as we can, keep an eye on it as long as we can. We do know the LAX airspace probably coming up here shortly. hopefully they will be as generous, and we've been lucky this afternoon with the big planes and being able to stay behind this chase. The chances are that he's watching it or listening to us right now, very slim. But I can tell you, 405, if you thought the 101 was bad, the 405 is going to get really, really backed up here momentarily. Yeah, anybody listening, don't take the 405. Oh, thank you, Tim. I don't think you're going to break the internet, but you know what? I love you. I love the love. Trust me, and so does Brendan, and so does. Let's take a moment. Hashtag CBS LA. These are the guys paying the bills. We love these guys. Tune in, watch whatever they need. You know, they're not asking for money. They're just asking for a click or a like, and there's nothing to that. Just go ahead, give it to them. Let them know that we're out there and we're appreciating what they're doing. Talking about appreciation, Rotorhead 8, that's my pilot, at Rotorhead 8. It's the number 8, not the word. You can follow him on the social media as well. He loves the love. I'm Stu_Mundell. That's STU, and it's MUNDEL. Don't let the autocorrect try to correct it. It's Mundell. And just so you go, no, it's actually Mundell, but I'm first-generation American. I'm a Mundell. We're getting some traffic information, and it's bad. That's all I got to say. Anything that he tries to do is going to get him stuck in traffic right now. So we're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to keep watching. We're going to follow along. And while we're following along, if you are enjoying my voice and it doesn't sound like a can of nails falling down a fire escape, I actually have a podcast. Yes, CBS gave me a podcast. You can find that on the CBS LA app and go under podcasts, and you'll see it's in the air with Stu Mundell. I'm always saying it should be wit because we're not actually in the air when we're doing our thing, but we do talk to a bunch of awesome peeps out here. Giving some shout-outs. You know, we have a lot of insiders that watch and follow that drop tips. We always appreciate that. Right now, though, let me get you guys up to speed. If you're just joining us, thank you. We're getting into some heavy traffic as we're working our way southbound on the 405 freeway. We're going to be in the Wilshire area right now, getting very, very close to the 10 freeway. If he takes the 10, he's going to be in traffic. If he stays on the 405, he's going to be in traffic. We've watched earlier this evening the Chino PD. They don't seem to play. Not that any law enforcement play any games at all, but those guys, very aggressive, trying to bring this thing to a stop. We'll see if they try it again. You can see these cars actually moving to the right down there, creating a lane. They probably hear those lights and sirens, and they're doing what you're supposed to do. Move to the right. That's what they always say. Move to the right, be predictable. If you can't get to the right, try not to block the traffic, but make room for them. Moving still here, that's going to be the 10 freeway, southbound 405. There's the car, blinker is off. Who's in pursuit? That's going to be Chino Hills PD. Now, they have a lot of civilians in the area. They got a lot of civilians around them. They're not going to do anything too drastic to bring this thing to a stop with these civilians nearby. But we did see that one unit earlier on try to make a pit, made contact with the vehicle, didn't get that rear end to spin around. But afterwards, that car really took off. So right now, in pursuit, a lot of traffic out here. If you know anybody that's on the road down here, I know this is one of those ones where somebody's going to say, don't text and drive. Don't text and drive. But somehow, get a hold of them. Call them on the phone. They've got to have hands-free in their cars. Let them know what's going on. Let them know that this is coming their way. Southbound 405 freeway. It is packed this evening. We're getting into the slowly making our way into the Venice area. The pursuit still moving slowly, not because that car can't go any faster, basically because of all the traffic. California Highway Patrol, they're rendering aid. Chino Hills PD, these are the guys in pursuit. I don't think we've ever done a Chino Hills PD pursuit. And I got to tell you, if you're not local, we are far from Chino Hills. I would say 100 miles. Would you, Brennan? 100 miles? 100 miles is 80 miles at least. Let's just do it. A lot of people are chiming in with the box him in. I'm wondering who are you asking to box him in? I don't understand. If you're hoping that the public is doing it, I'm hoping they don't. Because safety first. We don't know what this guy's wanted for. We don't know if he's got a gun. We don't know what's going to go on. This guy might get out and try to take over another car if he gets boxed in. And then the simple thing is I wouldn't want to damage my vehicle for this knucklehead. So anyways, this is what we're looking at right now. Southbound 405, speeds are getting a lot slower. Traffic's getting a lot heavier. This situation getting a little bit more tense, even though the speeds are slower. Chino Hills PD, these are the ones that are in pursuit. Behind the Chino Hills PD, Highway Patrol, specialized Highway Patrol right there. You got the K9 units. I know my pilot Brennan has a good friend that's a K9 CHP officer. Wonder if it's him. Yeah. What's his name? Just Brian. Officer Brian. What was his last name? Ortcut. Ortcut? So the Highway Patrol is giving locations out on the scanner. They're basically trailing behind, but you can see the civilians doing what they're supposed to do, getting over. The Chino Hills PD still right behind that vehicle, moving. Sun's going down. The traffic is getting a lot heavier. I'm thinking about maybe turning the scanner back on for you guys because the CHP that's involved right now. Oh, they're not. Okay. I was going to say if they're just giving the traffic locations, I would have hooked it up. But California Highway Patrol K9 unit there behind them. Might be somebody we know in that CHP vehicle. He is. It is him. So giving a shout out to our buddy Brian. We wanted to do a sweeps piece with him and his dog and his K9 dog, but. We don't know. We'll see if it happens. If you guys are wondering what sweeps pieces are, that is when we're in sweeps in that high competition, they let me do specialized stuff, and I wanted to go out and hang out with the California Highway Patrol K9 with Brian and his dog and let the dog take me down. I was going to wear the suit and everything, and we were going to talk about when they use them. But right now, I guess he's busy. The pursuit's continuing. Southbound 405, slower speeds. This guy behind the wheel, naked at one time, not naked now. We watched him take his clothes off. We watched him put his clothes back on. We've seen this guy go the wrong way on the freeway earlier on. Right now, right way on the freeway, but still not doing the right thing, guys. Continuing to elude the officers from Chino Hills Police Department. That's the two white law enforcement vehicles you see right there. In trail of them, California Highway Patrol just here to aid in case they need help. He doesn't seem like he's been thinking about getting off the freeway. He's kind of getting over to that right lane, but now as soon as I say it, he's starting to move off the other way. But that law enforcement right there getting very, very close. They might try to do a pit maneuver here once again. We'll see what happens. They probably won't with all these other vehicles in the area, meaning the vehicles, meaning civilians. They don't want to see anybody get hurt. They don't want. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. That's California for you, man. Oh yeah, there's a pursuit. Look, man, I gotta go. I'm not playing. I need to be someplace right now. The pursuit's moving slowly now. Southbound 405, well past the 10 freeway. Speeds, freeway slow. That's about the best I can give you. I'm looking out the window. I would say that we are going to be Mar Vista, if not Venice area. We haven't. Palms. Palms area, very slow moving, yet continuing to move. And this vehicle still not stopping. Started way out in the Chino Hills area earlier this evening. was on the 57. If you know that area, it was on the 57 when we were starting to get texts and heads up from our friends. It's saying, hey, this thing is happening. Oops, that's not the car studio. I know. And Nico, Mikey from AMR, I just want to give you guys a shout out, and I got to do some work. What's up? I am not. I turned on Freak 6 right now. Are we getting to the 8 o'clock hour? All right, cool. So 8 o'clock hour is rolling up, and that means we're going to be going live on KCAL 9. If you guys are local, turn it on. Bigger picture. You get to hear the anchors, I'm thinking, when they talk. These guys, they know what they're talking about at the desk. I love what they come up with. You guys can turn it on, listen to what they have to say. You can stay here if you're not local, and keep giving us your tips, thoughts, and wants for this pursuit. Southbound 405, slow moving, getting very close to Culver City right now. If we're not in the Culver City area, we got California Highway Patrol right there, just saying hello with their lights. A couple of days ago, I was at a Starbucks, and I was approached by two gentlemen who I thought were making fun of me, but they turned out to be fans that watched the pursuits. I know one of them was named Eddie. I forget Eddie's buddy's name, but if you guys are listening right now, I'm giving that shout out to you that I promised. Ha! Raquel, I got news for you. They wouldn't give me a penny. I'm telling you, it wouldn't even happen. He's trying to blend in. I don't think that's going to work. And if you're going to try to blend in, maybe you should try turning on your lights. Why would you do that? Somebody said that they got my volume up and they're listening to some other channel. That's not nice. That's not nice. I mean, I appreciate you guys listening to me, but... the viewers seem to be pretty aggressive. Ellen saying about how they that the police lights look really pretty tonight. We're kind of wondering if he's thinking the same thing in his rearview mirror. So moving a little bit slower right now, southbound 405 freeway, Culver City area. Bosch new season started. I can't go watch it. I'm kind of bummed. This is better. That's a tough call, but you know what? I can watch Bosch anytime. This is now. This is live. This is happening. Sam, of course I'm reading your comments. I try to read everybody's comments. I gotta wonder if he's slowing down on purpose or if his car pooping out. Oh, he is? He's moving pretty slow all of a sudden.
Have I copy? We're at Culver. We'll try to head back over.
79S5 with 3 and now...
Gary, I got, you know what, that's a good one. Shoot out the tires. Maybe they could, but there's a lot of paperwork involved. I got to tell you that. When an officer discharges their weapon, a lot of paperwork involved. Also, just so you guys know, it's not like in a movie where they shoot the tires and it explodes and the tire goes flat in a second. If the bullet punctures the sidewall, it'll go out pretty slow. It's amazing how slow the tire will go flat. Kathy, I don't know. I'm wondering what's going on. There's Eddie. Eddie, what was your buddy's name? This pursuit just keeps giving and giving and giving. It's moving slower and slower and slower, though. Definitely 405 freeway south. Pretty much getting close to, if we're not at Washington, we're going to be at Washington here shortly, if you know the area. If you don't, we got another freeway coming up. It's going to be the 90. It's a pretty short freeway. If this guy is from the Inland Empire, you might not know it.
Break behind us.
Yes, I do. What's going on, buddy?
Break in place, traffic is 10.
I'd say Venice.
I copy, break in place, traffic is heavy.
There we go. That guy got,
Access
he relaxed enough, and now he's making a quick move again.
79 S5 with 83 Tesla.
Don't know if he's making a serious attempt to get away. I just don't think it's going to happen. It does look like California Highway Patrol is going to be taking it back over again. I'll have it up here for just a few moments before we go live. As soon as we go live, I'm going to shut off the scanner. CHP is taking it back over as I understand it, yes.
79 S5 with a K9 unit.
King 4, number 2.
79 King 4, number 2.
Really? That would be amazing. Are they landing the other way? But they'd be departing. Anyway.
Advise us, stand pursuit, we have it. And then make sure when the canyons are also on our frequency and start broadcasting the location.
79 S5 10-4 will advise Aberdeen until you have it.
All right, copy. You can let the anchors have that. I can't see it. If you just want them to do the highlights, that's awesome. I'm a giver. I share.
Southbound 405 approaching Jefferson. We are number 2 lane at 40 miles an hour.
Southbound 405 at Jefferson, number 2 lane, 40 miles per hour.
All right.
King 4 will be secondary. King 3 will be a third unit.
King 4 secondary.
All those things I said in the past about LAX's airspace, today I take them back. So you've been hearing basically slow speeds. They're talking about 40, 45 miles an hour. That freeway right there is going to be the 90 freeway. The vehicle continuing to move along here at, slower than... Whoops. I had the... Sorry about that. I had the star filter on there for a minute. We just passed the 90, so we're Fox Hills, and that would make us, what is that? Westchester? Westchester? Westchester, Flood, we're in Westchester. Thank you for asking. And I don't know how long we've been on this pursuit, but I haven't had any water, and yes, I'm looking for sympathy. If anybody has any water, just hand it to me. Brendan doesn't have any water either. I know. I'm not gonna drink your water. yeah. I had some Beano earlier. I'm good. We have an hour and 10 minutes of flight time left. Hour and 10 minutes. Palms 311, one of the folks that we follow on Twitter. Just making sure. No, Palms. Palms is a different one. Venice 311 is another nice person that we follow. But Palms was just letting me know that we're passing the Fox Hill Mall. A very, very young. Before I knew my wife, she used to work there. I guess there's a Famous Amos. No, not a Famous Amos. What's the other one? What's a cookie place? What's the one that's still around? Yeah, same one. Yeah, she used to work there. Yes, assignment test. Go ahead. Not anymore. Why? Not a problem. I only did it when they were calling out locations. That's the only thing I ever did. So the pursuit continues. LAX is playing nice with us today. If you guys are just joining us and you're new to following these pursuits, Los Angeles International Airport usually wants all helicopters to pass over the center of the airport, making it difficult for us to follow along on the freeway. This evening, they are letting us go over the freeway at extremely high altitude. We're not live yet on the television, so I'm just going to show you where we are. That's where we are right now. What? Locator? LAX? Inglewood, almost in Inglewood. Hawthorne first. Hawthorne. Lenox is what my map says, but I know. Yeah. Just passing through LAX right now. Passing La Tierra, getting a little heat. It's okay, though. Oh, that waviness that you guys are seeing is actually the exhaust from the helicopter. It is very windy out here in the Los Angeles area. If you're not local, if you're local, everybody's like, yeah, we know, Stu. I live here. I went outside today. That's what you're seeing right there is actually the exhaust moving around underneath the aircraft, and we're shooting through it. We are pretty high up right now, over 2,500 feet as we're crossing over LAX, moving slowly. That's going to be the 405 southbound, passing La Tierra. Pursuit started way out in the Chino Hills area. Stolen vehicle, that's all we know. Hey, is Charles still around? Booth? Flood? I was going to say, do you have the pit queued up as well, or just the driving on the wrong way on the freeway? I was saying, do you have the pit maneuver queued up also, or is it just the driving the wrong way on the freeway? Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. Really, there. I don't even think there's 14 helicopters in 2 markets. People are talking about my wife's sourdough. Love you guys. I love you guys. I love this. I love the social media community. If anybody out there saying why are we so far away? Why don't we get tighter? We will. Just give us a minute or two. Copy. Yeah, we're approaching the 105 now. Passing the 105. Well, Elsa, Suzanne, take a look at Susan. Take a look at this. You know, this thing has been going, like you said, since San Bernardino. If you guys are local, obviously you are. We've been talking on the internet for a while. We picked it up, or we heard about it when it was on the 57 near the 210. Right now, we're southbound on the 405 freeway, just passing the 105 freeway. So we have been going for quite some distance. There have been some highlights. As I understand it, we have some tape queued up. The first one was when Chino Hills Police Department took it back over from the California Highway Patrol, and in the Burbank area, when we were on the 134 freeway, there was a time when the traffic was so backed up, the vehicle was almost stopped, and they tried to do a pit maneuver. They made contact with the car, but it wasn't enough to spin it around. Just kind of bumped it really hard. That really agitated hitted the driver of that vehicle, who then just took off, really kind of pushing his way through the traffic. We haven't seen this car make contact, meaning hitting any other cars this afternoon, but we've seen a lot of strange behavior inside that vehicle. The driver taking off his clothes at one time, almost naked, and then later on putting on clothes. Don't know if he's changing or trying something new, but we saw that maneuvers earlier on. Then this person actually driving the wrong way on the freeway. 101 freeway this time of the afternoon was packed up. He basically made a U-turn to get onto the southbound 405, going against traffic for some time. The law enforcement, they were right behind him, being safe, lights and sirens. They basically were able to catch up to him again on the southbound 405. Anybody in this area knows southbound 405 always slow and go, especially this time of night, and this pursuit has basically been that. He's been in traffic for the longest time. Now the California Highway Patrol, they're the ones back behind him once again. We just passed over to Los Angeles International Airport. This car drives slow, then speeds up. What's he driving? They're saying it's stolen. We believe them. We got a male driver behind the wheel, and the car, it's going to be about a 90-ish Toyota Camry. The car keeps going. The driver doesn't seem too concerned about what's going on behind him. At times, he does get a little crazy. He does drive fast, like we said. We haven't seen him hit anybody on the freeway or bump anybody on the freeway. That's the positive right now. We're still hopeful this will end in a peaceful manner. Where he's going, that's anybody's guess. We don't really know. We're just watching. But yeah, there was some unusual behavior. You're right. I forgot about that. He opened up the door. He was looking out underneath the vehicle. I thought he was going to throw something out or try to dump something out of the vehicle, but he just stuck his head out. He was looking around under the car. Don't know what that's all about. And we might ever really find out. Slow moving. We're getting out of the Hawthorne area. Southbound 405. Lawndale's going to be the next big one. Not quite there yet, but getting very close. California Highway Patrol, they're the ones behind him right now. Chino PD, I don't know if they backed out or basically are started to head back home. They were staying with it for some time, but you can see a number of California Highway Patrol out here now behind that vehicle. They're creating quite a traffic break for that car. You can see that little pocket. You've got traffic here, and then you've got traffic back over behind it as well. They're trying to, basically the idea is that if this thing does come to an end, the officers that are dealing with with that suspect will have a little pocket to work with. Those right there, those are going to be the Chino PD. That's going to be the Chino Hills Police Department. They're the ones that were originally in pursuit. They handed it off to the California Highway Patrol for some time, but then they took it back over in the Pasadena area. Now, California Highway Patrol back in at the helm, as it would be. You can see officers making a move right now. Here it comes. It looks like they're going to try to pin him on the freeway. And there it is. Rear bumper out. Nice little spin right there up against the curb. Now, this doesn't mean it's over. We've seen this in the past to see if those California Highway Patrol try to block him in. But that car definitely facing the wrong way right now. Maybe that engine is off. We don't know. But right now, that's the most action we've seen in a while. Don't see those reverse lights on. The car just kind of rolling. Seems like the brake lights are on. They are there. They're poised. They want to bring this thing to an end. Stolen vehicle. That's what this was all about earlier on. Don't know if he's going to try to restart it. Right now, very dangerous situation. Guns out. You can see those lights, bright lights on that driver. And that driver seeming to do the wrong thing. This is not what they want to see these suspects do, making those moves around. Looks like he's climbing into the back part of the car. This type of situation is not what they want. They want to see hands out. They don't know what this person has as far as a weapon. Right now, southbound 405 is where this thing came to an end. Just about, we might be just about the Lawndale area, right at the border. But southbound 405, this car's stopped now. That suspect not complying. California Highway Patrol, weapons out, bright lights on this guy, and he's just kind of moving around inside that car. Unclear what he's doing in there. Yes. You can move around. Boom. They're yeah, definitely. They're trying to break the window. They're shooting less than lethal. It's going to be southbound 405 right about the Hawthorne area. Now, one of the things this guy is doing right there, those are less than lethal. Those are beanbag rounds, basically designed to break that window out. Maybe that pepper dust will annoy the driver to the point where they're going to be able to, this guy will get out on his own. But the tactic right there is that dog. That's going to be a California Highway Patrol dog, and they're letting him loose right now. Going to see if we can get around to the other side, Brennan. My pilot was trying to suggest us to do that earlier on, but right now it does seem like the dog is inside that car with that driver. And of course, I'm sure that driver is going to wanting to come out of that car. I can guarantee it. That dog definitely biting that guy right now. Suspect on the ground. This thing coming to an end. Southbound 405, right about Rosecrans. California Highway Patrol K-9 unit bringing this thing to an end, as it was a very long pursuit for quite a bit of time out here. Slow going on the 405, really just inconveniencing so many other drivers. But now this suspect, possibly dangerous suspect, in custody, that K-9 going inside that car to take that suspect out. Well, Elsa, they wanted to bring this thing to an end, and of course the 405 freeway, it is always packed. California Highway Patrol, they are concerned. It is one of the things that they are concerned about, flow of traffic. They are when there's an accident, a minor accident, they're always talking about, they want you to pull over to the side because they try to keep that traffic flowing. That officer putting his partner away in the back of the car right there, that K-9 this evening, really the hero of this, going into that car, taking out that dangerous suspect. California Highway Patrol, like you said, also a little bit of what we could almost say a little bit aggressive this evening, but warranted. They're using the less than lethal beanbags to break that window, to get that dog in there, to get that suspect to comply. This has been a very unusual chase for sure, and of course public safety, they wanted to keep the people safe, but now that this thing is over, and like you said, standoff type of situation on the 405, oh, forget about it. It is just going to become a parking lot out here. It probably already is. That person in custody right now, I'm just going to get a little bit of a wider shot, give you an idea what the southbound 405 looks like in just a few moments that we've been sitting here. The traffic backed up, I can tell you, probably all the way to the LAX area, stopped this evening. We're about 405 at Rosecrans. Take a look at that. It is just completely stopped, and that's how quickly the backup started. If this would have turned into a long, drawn-out standoff, there would have been a nightmare for so many people out here on the freeway. They, in my opinion, just my opinion, did the right thing. You can see right there, basically the dog doing the takedown once again as they were breaking out the window with the less than lethal. That suspect now in custody. They're going to make sure he doesn't have anything on him that's harmful, as in a weapon. And they'll put this guy in a police car, or a California Highway Patrol vehicle here shortly. They're going to clear the roadway and get that traffic, that precious California traffic, moving once again. So then this one, you can see it right there. They are taking this thing off the road right now. They're going to put that suspect in that police car, and they'll move those law enforcement vehicles just as quickly. I would have to guess that that's going to be Rosecrans. I heard them saying that earlier on. So that's probably going to be the Rosecrans off-ramp out here. You can see the units, the California Highway Patrol, starting to clear the roadway. That suspect, they just have to make sure that that suspect doesn't have anything on him. They're going to pat him down good and make sure that he's clean before they put him inside that vehicle. And then I can tell you they're going to get those law enforcement units off the roadway, and the 405 southbound flowing again as soon as possible. Yes, and I'm telling you, California Highway Patrol very concerned about that. Actually, handing off the suspect to Chino Hills PD. They're not even going to put that guy in their car. And this is now coming to an end. Southbound 405 at Rosecrans this evening. And this was one of those ones where, you know, we are a team. Brennan, he called it earlier on, and I was slow in being able to respond to Brennan, but this thing coming to an end. They using that. I'm just reading some of the comments. Sorry about that pause. Somebody's saying that he might have had an ankle monitor on him. Well, then at least they knew where he was. Go ahead, assignment desk. Go ahead. Yes, and they put him in the Chino Hills PD vehicle. And no coffee either. No coffee. Coffee fixes everything. If we would have had coffee, we could have brought this thing to an end. We're waiting for the official word from our assignment desk to start heading home. Probably going to wait till the freeway reopens. You can see that that vehicle is in the gore point. I would have thought that they would have done this a little bit quicker. But still waiting, and it does appear that they have actually shut down the northbound side as well, which is unusual. Right now, though, the suspect's vehicle being driven off by law enforcement. Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, they're taking it off. I'm going to double check it, but I'm pretty sure that's Rosecrans. It's called Rosecrans Avenue West, Manhattan Beach. And they'll probably, I'll follow it, but they are off the freeway. Freeway's reopened. They usually like to pull into, in this case, let me find out, but they're basically right. I'll get the name of the restaurant. Oh, Blaze Pizza. Blaze Pizza. They're at the Blaze Pizza right at the off-ramp. They're in the parking lot for Blaze Pizza. I got no Blaze Pizza. All right, Interneters and interwebbers and Facebookers and tweeters. You guys can follow me on Twitter. Stu_Mundell, Facebook. Look us up, CBS